about, obviously there's other people involved in
Yeah,
this in the situation, some of which haven't quite gotten to the place you've gotten.
right.
Have you shared your story with them,
Yeah,
your experience with them,
yeah,
and what has that been like?
yeah. And that's the one thing I love about our nucleus, right? Our circle, our ecosystem. It's all about sharing the experience so that we all can witness things happening in our lives,
Mm,
and we can gain confidence
yeah.
out of your experience, out of my experience. Like we're always sharing, so that's a beautiful thing. So my brother, he's also in this, and this morning when the text came through, the call came through for this gentleman wanted to talk to us, my brother didn't want to take the call.
Mm,
He called me and he's like, "Yo, why is this guy calling me?" Hey, I'm like, "Yo, you have an opportunity to practice. Why didn't you take the call?" He's like, "Gerren, I'm not ready. I'm not ready." I'm like, "Okay, all right. I'll be your sidekick. I'll take the call." And I did so, and he reached out to me again. He's like, "How did it go?" I'm like, "Finish out what you're doing. Focus. Don't take this energy from here and take it to what you're doing over there," which was a blessing that he was having a really cool day today. Um, but in the end, I explained it to him what was happening. I haven't told him totally what has been done, but he got quiet and then he ended the call.
mm,
So he's not yet ready.
yeah. Why? Why do you think so?
My brother, he's angry, man, because I know why. Okay, my brother didn't. He is my eldest brother, so he has a belief that he is supposed to look out for us still as our older brother. I love him for that, right? But I've also told him like we all have to make decisions on our own, and we get to live our own life. He's very disappointed that he brought this individual into our ecosystem
Mm,
and kind of like disrupted things,
yep.
right?
Yep.
I trust my brother trusted him. It's one of those kind of situations. So he feels a way about it. But the one thing I've shared with him is like, yo, I've never thrown this back in your face. I'm like, yo, we've done like we made a decision together. I'm good. I'm gonna weather through this storm, and we're gonna figure this out. But he's still taking on that responsibility.
Yep.
So he's angry about that. He wants everything. He wants us all to be whole, and I think that's when he believes he will feel better.
Yeah.
What I'm realizing as of that act of sending a text to that guy, I'm already whole.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I wish my brother will accept.
Mm,
Like we are whole with or without this thing being resolved.
there you go.
And that's something that I'm learning to embrace and accept. And when you invited me to do that thing, I thought that I was doing a thing for him,
Mm,
not knowing that I also needed to be reminded that I'm whole.
yep.
So so it's been a double blessing. Um, I'm thankful for it, and I'm moving forward. This is the one thing you checked me on. So I told James, I said, listen, my goal is to move forward and do what I need to do to clean the slate of this guy ever even existing, right? Like the harm that he caused, like I want to be able to just resolve that myself. And you said, um, if I am working towards trying to clean the slate, then it was something to the degree like I'm still not releasing it. I'm not releasing it. I am trying to clean the slate. I am trying to fix it. I'm trying to be much more successful to fix this guy or eradicate him, right? Eliminate it. So I'm still sitting with that
Mm,
because I don't want that to be a new disturbance in my mind.
mm.
I want to be able to clear that real estate and allow God to feed me with today's manna of abundance and let me just live in the joy of what He has for today.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of pushback, if you if you can call it that, was really about being prepared for what God has, no matter what. What I mean by that is, you said it. You were whole, you realized you were whole with or without resolution.
Right.
Without His version of resolution, you were already whole. So now going back into a mindset of, once I've released it, but the angst I still hold towards Him continues to be a fuel
Yeah.
that I've just pushed further down.
Yeah, down the road. Yeah.
Truly releasing it, the challenge was, hey, truly releasing it means there's nothing else I need to, there's no other negativity I need to send his way.
Yeah.
I have moved on. I have detached the cord of my emotional kind of flow, and I'm owning that. I'm owning that again. There's no more for me. I have nothing else to say to him in terms of this issue. If you are going to pay me back, by all means, pay me back. I'm not going to live day to day expecting and living by the fact that he reaches out, he texts, or he doesn't text, and I feel a way about that. His response to you was a response that I am not totally surprised about, but I want to explore that with you a little
You
bit.
talking about my brother?
No,
Oh,
I'm talking
the
about
general?
the person.
Yeah.
Because his response to you after you released him, after you said, look, I am moving on, I am disconnecting from this anchor that has held me. His response was, wait, don't.
Yeah.
Gerren, what do you think he was saying, man? And were you surprised by that?
Was I surprised by that? I think the better question that I'm willing to answer is, did I care? Right? You know, his words were, hey, I hear you. I truly understand how you feel. I'm not here to argue or defend, only to acknowledge the pain and share where I currently stand. He talked about what his plans were or whatever. He says, I want all of us to be able to move forward and get things back in good standings. I respect your decision and completely understand your need to protect your peace. Just know that I've been doing the work quietly and I'll continue to follow through. Please don't let go, comma, my friend. We're nearing the end of this difficult journey. I hope one day we can both look back on this with a different perspective than we feel what we feel now. When I sent the text, I released that. So I didn't receive this as I typically would a text from someone. The warm, fuzzy, heartfelt, Gerren, I wasn't interested, man. So I don't know. And I'm open to, I don't want to say that I'm open to a friendship. I'm open to what God decides next and what he tells me to do next. That is what I would commit to. But natural Gerren won't commit to another friendship, right? That's where I'm at right now.
Understood. So what I think I'm hearing you say is the act of release is an act you have to pick up daily. In fact, I sent you a clip of a word that was shared online.
Yeah.
It was Jackie Hill Perry or something like that.
Solid.
And she talked about the act of forgiveness as a daily thing. You wake up and you do it. You wake up the next day and you do it. You wake up the next day and you do it. And then eventually, over time, it's not in your conscious anymore. You've moved on.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're committed to waking up and waking up, erase the board, erase the board, erase the board. It puts you in a position, number one, you talked about the additional capacity you now have to focus on the issues of the day.
Yep.
To be more creative and all those things and problem solving, literally being more attentive to what is around you and what's coming from, whether it's divine inspiration or other sources.
Yep.
You now have an ability to pick up better.
Mind you, that was only one event, one guy.
Understood.
Right?
Yeah.
If I mind my mind,
right,
I'm sure there's others.
I'm sure.
That's just sitting dormant. Right?
Dormant.
Yeah.
But taking up space.
Yeah.
Where are you right now on the scale of, okay, my empathy radar for him is 0, which is I could care less. Jump up, I'm good. To 10, which is, man, I truly feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for what he has found himself in. Negating what he's done to me. I can put myself in his shoes. And I can see how something that he thought would lead to friends, something he thought he was doing to help brothers, people who, I don't know how many friends this gentleman has, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have many.
Not many.
And this was his attempt to show up and be something to someone and help someone. And it went terribly wrong. And now he finds himself in a place where he is trying to fight back to level. And he's asking you in that note, please don't look, I'm good for it. Don't give up on me making this right. How do you like where are you on that scale,
I'm gonna talk to the audience here again.
man?
We laugh, we chuckle. James's question. This is the level of questioning and challenge that we put ourselves through, right? Because he's essentially asking me to put myself in this gentleman's shoes and think about how would an individual, or why would an individual do something like that to show their value to a friend? Why would they make a decision like that, right? Could you see yourself, Gerren, in that person's shoes, feeling as though this is the only way I think I can add value to this friendship, and I'm gonna do it with pride, and then the bottom falls out of it? How would you feel, Gerren, if you were in his position? Okay, like I hear you, right? And I, I was rooting for this guy to pull through, so that he can see for himself that he could follow through on something. What I'm learning through this whole process, even the work that I've done in releasing, is that maybe God even wants to show him that he doesn't need to do all of that to be a friend. He could just step into a room and be a friend and add value just by him showing up and allowing God to work through him, right? But he probably thought he needed to, and he wowed us, right, with all the things that we would be able to do. And that's where his value um, showed up in our circle.
That's how he was
That's how
introduced to the circle, was
correct,
because he drove that value.
correct.
So if he didn't drive that value,
Right.
if he showed up and said, "Hey guys,
Hey,
you want to go out and hang out?" What would the conversation have been?
it absolutely would have been different. We probably still would have hung out.
Okay, all
Right.
right. So you threw me a softball there a minute ago,
Go.
and I'm gonna hit it.
Go.
Okay, you're
Go.
not gonna like it, but I'm gonna hit it.
Go.
So you said maybe God is trying to show him that he could be a friend without all this other stuff.
Sure.
How could God show him that if you weren't willing, even now?
I'm gonna talk to the audience.
I told you, I warned you. You threw me a softball. When you said it, I was like, oh, I don't think you know what he just said.
I would have to now believe, man, that in all of history and all of the world, that this moment in time was mine. That I had a role to play. I had an assignment. And God knew that I wasn't ready, right? I mean, I've done some work to even be able to have this conversation. Still not, I wouldn't say like I'm fully ready yet. Okay, I see that look on your face. Golly. You got to watch your words around this guy as well as some other people here, man. Anyways, this is the work that I think that we all play in life. We just don't know it. There's all these intersections where we're meeting, and God wants his people. He wants us to be ready for that time, because there's work that he's doing, right, behind the scenes in other people's lives, and we are characters in this play.
Yep.
I did not look at myself that way. I did do my best to be a buffer for him, to give him the time needed to really show up, and I started running out of buffering. I couldn't come up with any more excuses. So that's when my anger started to kick in.
Was that directly proportional to other things happening in your life that made giving him time harder?
Yes, 100%.
So if those things were still going better than they are today, you feel like you could give him time because the impact he was having on you day to day, month to month, year to year at this point is neutralized.
Yeah.
But because it became no longer neutralized,
and the chirping from everybody else in the camp was still the same, that increased the level of intensity. Absolutely.
Warning.
Go for it.
Warning. Okay. Had he not wronged you,
Yeah.
would you have learned the lesson of release?
No, at least not yet.
Was that a lesson worth learning?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It is. It has opened up some other doors. Um, Verses in the Bible now speak differently, and I have a willingness to practice. I think the one thing that I'm thankful for and grateful for is that I have a desire to practice, and I'm willing to step into the den and practice. I'm liking what I'm seeing of the person that I'm becoming, and I want to see more of that. So I love the fact that I'm driven now with this curiosity to see, like, who would I be if I'm someone who can forgive daily? What would I look like? What would I be able to accomplish, right? If I'm someone who's able to forgive daily. That video that you sent, yeah, I sent it to my family, right? To our family thread, my siblings and my mother, and we chopped it up for a little bit. What would we look like? You know, if we could just do this in like event, forgive, short period of time. We can keep it moving.
Absolutely.
I was so thankful the one time when my brother and I, my eldest brother and I, we got to the point where when we would have arguments, I remember us taking sometimes 2 weeks off, being angry. And I'm like, we got so much work to do. We could be doing so much, man, but we're wasting time. So we actually had a conversation. We were like, yo, let's stop wasting time. I have your back. You have my back. You don't always like the things that I say or how I say things. I don't mean to hurt you. Like, it's a misunderstanding. Like, let's figure it out. So we've gotten it down to, it was down to 24 hours. Now we got it down to a couple hours in a day. Sometimes now we're just taking a deep breath and we continue with the conversation. I love that, man, because we've now created a safe space where we can mess up, but we can get back on track quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what prevents you from
Oh, come
applying
on, this guy.
for applying that more generously? Because listen, man, we established, man, and this is good stuff. I mean, we established that if he didn't wrong you, Sprauve,
Yes, I would not be here.
you would not be here. And what I mean by here is you wouldn't have the space. You wouldn't have the clarity. You wouldn't have you might be neutralized, but then even in the neutralized state, you were still spending time and energy on it.
I was.
You were waiting and watching. So now do all the other things you've experienced, all the hardships you've experienced, does it all now have a different
It becomes a gift. It becomes a gift.
And do you see how, as we talked about many times, circling the drain? I didn't learn. You're going through. You're praying. You're prostrate. You're fasting. You're doing all these things, and you think like, why am I still struggling? And then something like this comes up. You have this moment.
Yeah.
You take the step.
Yeah.
Now you feel a power you haven't felt before, and now you're like, oh my God! If I didn't have this experience, how useful could I and would I be to God, to my family, to myself, to my business, to my kids, to my brothers, to my mother? If I didn't, through this pain, learn this lesson of release, which is the beginning of the forgiveness process, which is really about me. Not about the person who wronged me. It's about me. That's what we're establishing here.
Yeah.
If we didn't go through all this stuff, my God, man, what would we be living in?
I mean, hamster wheel, right?
How much further could we go before we run into something that, right?
Man, listen, I'm thankful.
Just
I gotta go back to this whole thing where it's like rejoice always, rejoice always. If we just open the Bible and we see it, it's like, and we think about like, what do you mean rejoice always? But as we have discovered, I could really say that this whole situation with the guy has been a gift.
100%.
So you start seeing why rejoicing always makes even more sense. So to your point, if I find myself in a situation again, can I rejoice in the midst of it, knowing that there's a gift going through it? I don't know what it is, but it's reshaping a part of me that may not have been disturbed for a while, something that I've suppressed that I don't know, but something that needs to release so that God can use me in the way that He needs to moving forward.
He can get through to you. He can get through to you. So before we can, because I believe,
Used.
right,
Got it.
man, like you have to download the instructions before you can take the
Yeah.
action.
Download and accept.
Correct.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the space to be locked into that frequency,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's God, whether it's whatever inspiration you might be seeing, whether it's, you know, you and I talk about the raw materials of that are always around us that we just can't figure out how to put into the right configuration to move forward. Like if we're so preoccupied with the ego response of holding on to things, because our ego knows if we release it, we're moving on, and our ego no longer has a root.
Yeah.
It no longer has a place to anchor because progress is, now we've got momentum. Instead of stopping and building a camp and a house and a mansion where until I am righted.
Right. What did that video say? That is, what did the lady say? Like holding on to unforgiveness is it's like it's arrogant. Or
it's arrogant. It's the full on manifestation of ego.
Yeah.
That's the soil it thrives in because it can stop you.
Yeah.
Right? And if it stops you, it owns you. And the minute, let's say you never gave it up and he paid you every dime, the hate would still be there. That's what nobody tells you. You're not going to get over it. You're going to still find a reason to say, why did it take him so long? You will completely miss the fact.
Look at all that has happened since.
That he went through an evolution.
Yeah.
And might pay you back and leave you sitting right there.
Yeah.
He now becomes a different person, the changed person, the improved person, the person that God worked on and improved, the person that now comes out of this, walks out of this, just a better human, and you're stuck.
I gotta accept that, right? Because I know that I've looked at other people who are stuck that way. Like, why are you stuck? Why are you stuck? And here I am, right? Stuck, or haven't been stuck, because I just didn't flesh things out, or I didn't have an event to help me, right? Work through it, or I didn't recognize the events. I didn't take them on. I'm thankful for our friendship. I'm thankful for our friendship and for just the way that we challenge each other, man. And the willingness to stay on this journey, this ever, like we're just always growing, man. There's so much to grow in life, and this is exciting work. It's tough.
It's tough.
Having other people around you to be able to just talk through it, cry through it sometimes, man, is helpful.
It's tough.
Ah.